The Bible Treasury. A monthly magazine of papers on scriptural subjects. Volume 20, Article 4, 1894 and 1895. The Remnant in Jerusalem. A study in the book of Nehemiah. Nehemiah 6. It is a signal mercy when internal reproach is taken away, and oppression is made ashamed by grace. But the adversary is none the less active and tries new methods when the old fail. Force had not succeeded, might not fraud avail? And it came to pass, when it was reported to Sanballat and Tobiah, and to Geshem the Arabian, and unto the rest of our enemies, that I had budded the wall, and that there was no breach left therein, though even unto that time I had not set up the doors in the gates, that Sanballat and Geshem sent unto me, saying, Come, let us meet together in one of the villages in the plain of Ono. But they thought to do me mischief. And I sent messengers unto them, saying, I am doing a great work, so that I cannot come down. Why should the work cease, whilst I leave it, and come down to you? And they sent unto me 4 times after this sort, and I answered them after the same manner. Then sent Sanballat his servant unto me in like manner the 5th time with an open letter in his hand, wherein was written, It is reported among the nations, and Gashmu saith it, that thou and the Jews think to rebel, for which cause thou buildest the wall, and thou wouldest be their king, according to these words. Come now, therefore, and let us take counsel together. Then I sent unto him, saying, There are no such things done as thou sayest, but thou feignest them out of thine own heart. For they all would have made us afraid, saying, Their hands shall be weakened from the work, that it be not done. But now, O God, strengthen my hands. Verses 1-9. The first design was a professedly amicable interview, but the friendship of the enemy is no more to be trusted than his hostile plans are to be feared. Nehemiah was on his guard and entitled to plead the great work he was doing. Solicited 4 times, he gave the same wise and resolute answer. Then came Sanballat's servant with an open letter which insinuated ambition in rebellion against the then Gentile power, which drew out a plain indignant denial with a reproof of the falsehood. All tended simply to renewed prayer. And I went unto the house of Shemaiah the son of Delaiah the son of Mehetabeel, who was shut up, and he said, Let us meet together in the house of God, within the temple, and let us shut the doors of the temple, for they will come to slay thee, yea, in the night will they come to slay thee. And I said, Should such a man as I flee? And who is there, that, being such as I, would go into the temple to save his life? I will not go in. And I discerned, and lo, God had not sent him, but he pronounced this prophecy against me, and Tobiah and Sanballat had hired him. For this cause was he hired, that I should be afraid, and do so, and sin, and that they might have matter for an evil report, that they might reproach me. Remember, O my God, Tobiah and Sanballat according to these their works, and also the prophetess Noadiah, and the rest of the prophets that would have put me in fear. Verses 10-14. The next efforts were from within, the aim of which was to draw Nehemiah into fear and making the house of God a material refuge. But here again, the pious chief detected the profane and unbelieving snare. He would no more go into the temple to save his life than he would cause the work to cease to which he was devoted. The prophecy of Shemaiah had no more weight than the prophetess Noadiah, or the rest of the prophets. Fear is the chief weapon of false religion, whatever its pretensions. But a single eye sufficed to keep Nehemiah clear of their influence. How sad to hear that Shemaiah was in touch with Tobiah and Sanballat. Here again, relief is found in prayer. So the wall was finished in the 25th day of the month Elul, in 52 days. And it came to pass, when all our enemies heard thereof, that all the heathen that were about us feared, and were much cast down in their own eyes, for they perceived that this work was wrought of our God. Moreover in those days, the nobles of Judah sent many letters unto Tobiah, and the letters of Tobiah came unto them. For there were many in Judah sworn unto him because he was the son-in-law of Shechaniah the son of Arab, and his son Jehohanan had taken the daughter of Meshullam the son of Berechiah to wife. Also, They spoke of his good deeds before me and reported my words to him. And Tobiah sent letters to put me in fear, verses 15 to 19. The work was brought to an end as happy for the returned Jews as mortifying to the ill-wishers of God and his people. They perceived that this work was wrought of our God. This was one side. On the other, a brisk correspondence was kept up between nobles of Judah and Tobiah, bound with them by more than one family tie to their sin and shame, and playing a treacherous part through it. The courage of faith is invaluable personally and in God's work. To our faith, we need to furnish virtue, or courage, also.